I've faced lots of adversities in my life. I've always found a way to surmount all those adversities.
Mohammed on the ball. Mohammed will take a shot. Oh, my! And Mohammed delivers. Great move out of Mohammed, and Mohammed scores! Mohammed making a run and a goal for the Blue Devils. The ACC Offensive Player of the Year.
I am connected to the core of me.
My name in Arabic, Abdul Shakur, means to be thankful. There is millions of people back in my hometown that would kill to be in the position that I am now. So when I'm playing, I know I need to play for a bigger cause that is greater than me.
There are two cliches about sports, of course. There's the one that sports builds character, and the other is that sports reveals character. I fall into the second category. I think that sports reveals character. That your performance on the field is an indication of who you are and who you would have been regardless of your opportunities as an athlete. Shaq in particular is tenacious,
persistent,
intelligent,
competitor,
balanced,
focused,
dynamic.
He sees what's available to him and sees in every opportunity a possibility to grow. I don't believe that's something that sports can give you. I think that comes from within.
Oh, Kumasi is life, man. It's crazy. It teaches you, the difficulties of life. It teaches you the moral principles of life. People struggle every day, but they wake up with a smile and keep going.
Hope of the folks who promoted my growth, exposing my flows to the globe on the road, trying to open the door, and I'm close, I just know it. More than a poet, conqueror, notice, no one can hold up the load on my shoulders, and those who oppose, they be hoping I blow it, but
Where I grew up, you have no vision about life, you have no idea what your life is going to be like the next day or even the next minute. I saw people becoming failures and, having no vision. For me, I didn't want to be like that. It taught me to be different, to be strong, and to know I need to have a bigger vision if I wanted to make it out.
We are a family of 5.
Na fara aikin nan yau dai na yi dai kadan dai ya fi 25 years. Sheza nike bize da nike yin dai duk saboda duka abincin da za mu ci dai. Abin da na samu shin zo mu yi abin shi kenan.
My mom is the hardest working woman. She still goes to the market every day to feed my twin sisters. It teaches you the value of obviously working hard, but also knowing the sacrifices that people make so their family would be comfortable. And for me to see my mom go to the market for like 12 hours every single day of the week just to be able to feed our family was insane.
Shi da ya tashi da rayuwar shi duka ya fi damuwa da bolo ma da abincin da zai ci ma. Shi ya yi kaman tun da ma aka haife shi da ya fara ma tafiya ma. Ya fara tafiya shi sa ko zai yi wani damuwa gida inda ya ga ball. Lokacin ma karami haka inda ka ba shi ball to ko menene lokacin ya bari.
We would play basically all day on the weekends from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. We wouldn't eat, but no one cares. We just be kids.
To lokacin da yake buga bai sa takalmin nan, she kamar ma yana da support, to yana iya ma ko dusi ne ke ajiya haka, bai damu da ba takalmi ya sa kafan shi ya buga dusi.
Playing bare feet is for sure humbling because you're like, damn, we actually love this game that much that we would sacrifice getting injuries to play. But also it enhances your technique. You don't have as much control with the ball. Your leg is not really getting the grip that it deserves. So it teaches you a lot of technique. In my house, there was just a big space that was just like rocks. It doesn't look like a field, and we did it. Somehow we made goals. Thinking back, it's crazy to think I actually played on that field. There were a lot of processes of getting a ball. It's either you had a friend whose parents were a bit fortunate that they could afford the ball, but sometimes also what we would do is we would all save up money somehow from whatever money we got from our parents or whatever, and then we would chip in to get a ball. After like disturbing my family for like God knows 4 years or whatever, I finally got one. If you have a soccer ball, you're the man.
Gonna boy, gonna boy, gonna boy. Make you come rock with the gonna boy. Gonna boy, gonna boy, gonna boy. If you the feel, make a lot of noise.
You own everybody's happiness. Everyone wants to play, so you have the ball, they're your best friend suddenly.
Shi yasa wani bi ma she ce mini yau za mu duka za shin ce a'a gwamma ka je school. Ai school da ya fi mini bolon da ai lokacin ban san shi na ganin kamar gwamma ya je school ya fi mini ma ya je bugun bolo don tun da ya fara da bolo ya fara.
The only time that my mom usually have problem with Shakur is when the Muslim community used to complain that why have you left that child follow soccer for his whole life? He will be losing his way of religion because religion is one thing that the Muslim community they cherish most. So Shakur didn't got the support to play football.
As a coach, I'm running around looking for good talent. I saw Shakur playing around the area. First time I saw him, he played like Xavi Hernandez. Many of them call him 360, like he turned the ball so many times. The talent that I saw, I don't want the talent to be wasted. I can fight for the young boys, for them to be someone in future. I just asked him to play for my team.
Coach Sadat was so amazing to me. It's so tough coaching a young team in Ghana because no one pays. Somehow he provides the soccer balls. He helps kids with cleats.
It's not easy to find someone like Shakur. Since I started coaching, I think Shakur is the only one I didn't suffer for coaching him. So if you said, Shakur, do this, he know how to do that.
Coach Sadat would always come to my mom and convince her to make me play because I had to go to school. And then I had my Islamic studies every single day, so I didn't have that much time to play organized football.
I have confidence in him that when I train him, one day I saw he'll be a great player.
Finally, it wasn't just the kids in my small community. I was like, maybe I have something in this game because it was more organized and we could go on like recruitment events. I found the door was opening. To finally know, I could have a way through playing soccer was unbelievable for me.
I've been skating for 15 years. It's my passion. I used to play when I was young, but my parents don't want me to play football. They say I should go to school. I don't get the opportunity to play, so I need to give myself, my time, the gift that God gave it to me. I need to help some young ones. The first time I saw Shakur, I saw him at the school games. I thought he's old. When I asked him, he said he's 10 years old. He was playing with the older guys. So when he's playing with older guys, I see this guy, he'll be fantastic.
My coach actually came to my house the night before and he told me, Right Dream is coming into town and they want you to be there at 9 a.m. If you can make it, I'm taking kids from my club team. So I had to skip school.
Sometimes it's very, very hard to recognize a good player on that pitch. That is what makes you a good scout. The controlling is very, very hard for them. Sometimes, before he receives the ball, Stone direct the ball to some place. There is a hole, stone, hole, stone. As a scout, you need to understand the pitch and you need to understand what the boy wants to do with the ball.
He knows exactly what he wants to do with the ball. He knows where the next move is. He knows how to control the game and change it to play according to his tempo. He would swing a game into his personal advantage. Very, very clever and savvy and wise beyond his age. Shakur is just the complete package.
An doke ni right dirin wai za su doke ni na ce zuwa na wo za su akra ko aku na ce ban barkate aka kira dauka me kada ke zuwa school kai zuwa makaranta me za ka dauka akra she ko cinga she ya biyo ni she zai ce min aja bari ya te na ce hanyar te bai sallah wance bai sallah bai zuwa school she ce aja ba haka wurin yake ba ke dai bari ya te na ce kowa she na ce to shi kenan.
It was a big shock moving from Kumasi to the academy. I remember for the first week I was crying every day. It was crazy. One of my best buddies, actually Kamal Dean, he would be there for me every night. I was just used to being a part of my small family back home. And at 10, moving from home and then suddenly living in the dorm rooms with like 30 other kids, I was like, oh my God. But then every morning I would go and I would be like, oh, this is amazing. This everything that I dreamt of. Finally, I could play on a grass field that I'd never done before. It's so underrated how much mental toughness a lot of kids have to be able to leave their homes when they're 9. That is one thing that every right stream kid has in common. You have to be tough. Even if you're 10, you have to act like you're 15 or 18. was more than just football, it was brotherhood. We had similar backgrounds, so we could relate to each other. A bunch of kids that cared about each other, that wanted to make it also through football.
The greatest discovery ever to be done in this world is to discover yourself. The ability to know who you are, what you represent, and where you are from can change anything in life.
Right Dream for sure taught me a lot about surviving. Of course, I got all the moral principles in my house, but Right Dream is the foundation of who I am. It taught me everything about life.
Building relationships is very important. We have to learn and be socially intelligent enough to recognize the differences in each other's culture.
That's the reason I am who I am today.
You know, it's difficult sometimes when they are young, but he was a bit smarter, and that makes him different from others. It was his first touch, how he controls the ball, and then how he manipulates around other players.
Right Dream taught me a lot about the passion for the game, but also the technique that I have today is because of Right Dream, for sure.
Normally, we don't get both school and then football. But few players have proven that they can combine with both, and Shakur is one of them.
From the very first day he came here, he was somebody who was very focused. I knew this is the guy who knows exactly what he wants.
Serpaggio, oh my God, I call him SPJ. The biggest thing I've learned from him is for sure to expand my life beyond just playing.
Shakur was the captain of the first robotics team at Right to Dream.
When I was 10, back home, I would never have imagined I would be a part of a robotics programming team because it wasn't a thing like who plays soccer and then at the same time engages in programming.
I remember when we went to the national robotics competition.
Which two teams will represent Ghana in RoboFest World Championship?
There were so many schools from all over Ghana, some of the best secondary schools. It was all terrible results. Like some robots were falling off the table. Almost no school could even get 25% of the marks. And then our first round, we got like 90%. We almost got everything. The room stayed quiet.
92 out of 100 for Right to Dream Academy.
And then the second round, something happened. I told them to make sure they check all the cables. So they took the cables out and put them in the wrong port. As soon as they start, their robot couldn't move because they've mismatched the cables. And all of a sudden, the room erupted in joy. All the schools were jubilating because Right to Dream, who from round one, everybody thought it's over for everybody, now couldn't move. And Shakur cried. And I was so shocked because he's the kind of guy that I think can't cry. And that's when I realized that he wants to win. Like, that's how much it means to him to win. He doesn't want to waste the opportunities that are being given to him at different times of his life.
Getting to the end of my time at Right Dream, I was in a very special spot. I was a decent soccer player, maybe stayed and waited until I was 18 to sign a pro contract. But when I made the decision to come to the US, I knew it was going to be the best decision that I've ever made in my life.
It is a very difficult transition going over to the US and gaining a scholarship and dealing with the increased demands of living outside of academy life.
Millbrook was my biggest cultural shock ever. I came from Kumasi, where it was like all the struggles, all the poverty, and then to be able to compare that to being at Millbrook was a surreal moment. I was like, wow.
I would love to meet his coach in Ghana and shake his hand. While Shaq came with talent no coach can provide, he did come with a willingness to learn and to listen that I don't get any credit for. Ghana gets credit for that. He arrived clearly with a lot of talent. But the talent isn't what I remember about Shaq. It was his commitment to improving his own game, his dedication to the game as a larger entity than himself, and lastly, the joy with which he approached everything. Joyful in the opportunity to play, joyful in the opportunity to compete, joyful in the companionship he established with his teammates, and as a result, the experience for everybody was better. He can see everything unfolding in front of him. He has an innate sense of what's happening behind him. His peripheral vision is superb. That vision was critical to our success in the years he played for us. He was always in remarkable physical shape. He would not allow his teammates to simply let him be the superstar. He insisted through word and deed that all 11 play together on the field. Shaq's career here at Millbrook was absolutely built on the foundation of his career at Right to Dream. He understood that his commitment to the game had to be 100%. But he also understood that when he got off the field and took off his kit, it was expected that he was committed to his academic work and his community work with the same enthusiasm and the same depth of commitment.
Shakur was the epitome of student athlete. Academics and soccer were 1A and 1B. I think so much of what drives him is his faith, and it gives him a wisdom that I haven't seen in many high school students, and a maturity and a foundation.
Islam for me is a religion that teaches tranquility. I've always wanted to live with those principles ever since I was young.
I think more than anything else, he brought his experience growing up into the classroom.
So firstly, I want to be thankful to all the people that helped me when I cut off my finger throughout my... I didn't think that was funny.
He gave perspective in a community that can easily lose perspective sometimes.
When I cut off my finger and I visited the doctor, I was like, can I play tomorrow? Because we had a game on Saturday and I cut off my finger on Friday. And he was like, that's a no-no. Can't play. So I started crying, literally. I started crying, not because of the pain, because I couldn't play soccer. We don't pay attention to the details of life. So you don't pay attention to having 2 feet because you just walk every day and it's a mundane activity. But once you lose it, you start paying attention to it. So be thankful for all those details that account for your life.
When I moved to Millbrook, even though I was so excited, I struggled to know that I don't have my best friends anymore, that I had made a right dream. It happens to me every time I move. I find it very difficult because I just think about not having a family right there with me.
I felt him as part of my family immediately. I'd like to think he felt the same way.
I have a special place in my heart for David White and his family. They for sure became a family to me in the US, and that was the missing part of my time at Millbrook at the beginning, and they filled in that space.
He was in our holiday card. He met all of our family. He brought into our home that perspective, and it gives my boys a little more grounding. And there's something magnetic about him that has my mother to this day saying, I watched the Duke game the other day.
From the moment I saw him play, you knew there was something special there, and you knew that he had the capability of playing at a high level. And when I presented the opportunity to come to Duke a year early, he didn't hesitate and said, that's a great idea, let's do it.
Transition. It's the most challenging, sometimes excruciating part of evolution.
Whatever it was that they laid in front of him in terms of getting to Duke, he was going to meet it.
Abdul Shakur Mohammed, cum laude.
That last year here, he was a captain of the soccer team. He was a dorm leader. He had to double up on English, which is no easy feat. To be honest with you, I don't think there's many students that could have handled it the way he handled it.
The first time ever anybody's graduated early from Millbrook.
I've always had it in me, to go for opportunities when they come along the way. Obviously, saying goodbye to a place that I loved dearly was tough, but I was glad that I was finally moving on to college soccer.
Are you ready? Ready for the future? Ready for the truth? Are you ready for the new bar? I mean, I already paid my dues to the game, so what they gain on me for do south? You ready for the mind bust? You ready for the high that you get without trying drugs? You ready for the feeling that you get when you find love? Ready, set, go, then you try run. Know me worldwide, black boy fly around the world and came back for.
I've never had a player show up every single day to train at the level that he trained. I've been coaching college soccer for 25 years and played for a number of years as a pro. I've never seen anyone so prepared to put out physically and emotionally that kind of effort. It was contagious to the rest of the team and kind of forced the team to step up.
Duke for sure taught me to take a lot of responsibilities because my coaches, they always would be like, you're the guy, so just go make it happen.
From Kumasi, Ghana, number 14, Shakur Mohammed. Mohammed into the box and making a run and a goal for the Blue Devils.
Shakur Mohammed, this could be a problem.
Will take a shot and another one for Mohammed.
He's an animal on the pitch. He wants to win so bad and he plays that way with total commitment.
What a skill that is for Mohammed.
Rookie of the year in his first year and then Offensive Player of the Year as a sophomore.
The ACC Offensive Player of the Year.
I always look back at the 10-year-old me before going into the academy, and I'm like, would you ever had imagined being able to win the ACC Offensive Player of the Year? And Darren says, for sure, no.
And Mohammed scores!
I never saw it coming. The dream of a lifetime.
From the Right to Dream Academy, but an absolute nightmare for the Tar Heels.
While he was here, he was a straight A student. So he's performing at an A level as an athlete, but he's also performing in the classroom. And that's incredible under the circumstances and the pressure that he's under.
Mohammed trying to keep it alive. Good little cutback.
I couldn't further my education, but today my brother is attending one of the best schools in America.
One, two, two.
1, 2, 2. Nah, I can't.
Today, childhood dreams come true and the professional journey begins. The best college soccer players in the country await their professional fates. Will their name be called? Will their dreams become reality? The MLS SuperDraft is 30 minutes away and the clock is ticking. Welcome to the proverbial opening bell of the MLS season.
Shaq, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck today. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again. You okay?
No, I'm chilling. Yeah, I'm good.
Right now, Orlando are on the clock. Oscar Pereja in the war room for Orlando City.
Okay, we're picking.
The number 2 overall selection in the 2023 MLS SuperDraft, Orlando City take a forward.
Shakur Mohammed from Duke University.
Wala ya mini dadi don mun kuka duka ma. Ya mini dadi ranan ba mu kwana ba ma. Allah mun ji dadi don mun kuka murna kama ce muke ga muka samu kaman irin wan cikin family mu mun ji dadi ranan ba mu kwana ba.
I actually sent the link to my brother right before this, so I'm hoping they're watching. But regardless, they're emotionally present with me here.
Let's go. Orlando is getting a special player, a dynamic player, a player that's got a great conscience, that understands what it takes to be a winner.
He was given a talent. That ability to play soccer at a very high level means that a lot of doors have opened for him. Shaq sees this opportunity as an obligation to advance himself to continue to work on his game.
This is literally a dream come true moment for me.
And to make connections to other people and to other places.
To be able to share this moment with my host family, my family back home, and all the people that have helped me along the way at the Duke University, Millbrook High School, it's just amazing, to know that all the work that people put in me is finally paying off. Special thank you also to our team, for giving my 10-year-old self a chance, to be a part of the academy. So this is unbelievable. This is what you dream of, and to finally know it's happening is unbelievable.
I don't know how to word it in terms of what I learned from Shakur. I can honestly say in my entire career, it's never mattered to me more what a kid thought of me. That's it.
Can you expand on that for me?
Without crying, I don't know.
He should try as much as possible to be an asset for his community, to other Shakurs that are from a similar background like he is from.
I've just always wanted to live a very simple, moral life. I just always want the people next to me to be better because I exist. A big part of that is obviously my family, growing up and struggling through all the struggles that I had when I was a child. I just want to touch as many lives as I can.
I think in a lot of ways, Shaq is the best of us.
Every coach wants to see his boy move to high level. I'm very happy that Shakur is now going higher and higher.
I'm very proud. I saw a good player and I recommended him. Now he's a professional player.
It's good to know where you came from and know the people that helped you along the way and gave you a vision and a dream.
Well, I don't think I can give him any advice, to be honest. He could give me some advice. He's a good kid. He just needs to be himself.
He's not going to do this, but don't forget where you came from. And I'm not just talking about Kumasi, I'm talking about Millbrook. I'm talking about the people that shaped him there, his professors, his teachers, his parents, and then all the people here at Duke.
Rayuwa kuma yanzu da yake mutum dukan ka shiga farko idon ka ya zo kasa. Waɗanda ke wurin nan kuma ayayi suke manya. Akwai waɗanda suka girme shi, akwai waɗanda za su yi ma baba da shi da duka dai ya zauna da su lafiya kowa. Shi da kowa lafiya aya iske wasu su zauna lafiya don na san dama shi yanda yake.
I promise, last thing. In 5 years from now, what would it mean for you to call your mom and tell her that she doesn't have to go work in the market anymore?
Oh, wow. Yeah. That is getting me very emotional because, yeah, damn. I have such a comfortable life. It's crazy. I wake up every day and I just, get to go to the field and just play and also get paid doing that. And, my mom, since she was like, God knows, probably 16, she's been going to the market every single day of her life. Yeah, I'm hoping one day I can make life very comfortable for them also because God, they put so much in me. I know every family, all your parents, they never invest in you to get something in return, but they've made so many investments, so many sacrifices. It's unbelievable. Even, allowing a 10-year-old kid to leave home, it's not something that just happens. Like, who does that? Like, but my family, they let me do that, they made all these sacrifices. The day when I can call my mom to be like, you don't have to go to the market again would be the day that I would know I've really made it. To the students back at the academy, I'll say, dream big, because anything can happen. I'd never imagined I would be in this spot, at least not this quickly, and to be here now is a blessing. So for sure, when you dream really big.